Okay, children, we're done with the alphabet. Next subject, financial well-being. How to manage your money. Turn to page 5 of your textbook.
When it comes to money, you can never start learning too early. That's why starting today, State Farm wants to give you the tools and support you need to take control of your finances.
Tonight, read the chapters on credit cards and balance transfers. Pop quiz tomorrow.
Find out more at letstarttoday.com. State Farm, here to help life go right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's show. We have a lot of news for you. Very, very busy show that we have tonight. So a lot of stuff to get to. On today's show this morning, Friday morning, it's just about that time to get ready for the weekend. And top aides are said to have known for a long time about abuse accusations against a top White House aide. Congress has voted to reopen the government, passing a massive budget deal, and the stock market swings tell you pretty much everything you need to know about our incredibly rigged economy. So, that's what's on today's show. Right here today on Newsflash, and now let's get started. Let's get cracking, everybody. Let's get right into the show. So, Congress votes to reopen the government and passes a massive budget deal here today. The House of Representatives approved a major budget deal early Friday morning, ending a brief government shutdown overnight and sending the measure to the president for his signature. The vote was 240 to 186, and the GOP-controlled chamber needed help from the House Democrats to clear the bill. The Senate approved the measure early on Friday morning. The federal government shuttered for the second time in less than a month overnight after Kentucky Senator Rand Paul prevented the deal from passing Thursday ahead of the shutdown deadline. So pretty much what happened was they were voting on some kind of a government shutdown deal that we did review on the show. It was pretty much the same deal that Paul Ryan earlier yesterday said he had the votes for. And pretty much what went down was the fact that we saw Rand Paul come onto the floor and make a big speech and pretty much say that there is no way we should be continuing to talk about raising so much more, increasing the spending caps is what he didn't like, because and he just nailed them at every point. It was like, aren't we small government conservatives? Didn't we get so mad when Obama did this, and now we're jumping out to take TV interviews? So he really went after his own party on spending, which he was right about, but then he voted for the GOP tax bill, which adds a lot to our debt, like $1.5 billion to it. So that is the incredible situation that Rand Paul had to deal with last night in the Republican Party, but I do kind of respect him sticking out for things. Senate approved the measure early on Friday morning. The federal government is shuttered for the second time, of course, in less than a month overnight. So that's the pretty incredible situation as well. Congressional negotiators scrambled all day Thursday and early Friday morning to lock in enough votes in the House to get on with things there. The impact of the shutdown, which just came weeks after the Democrats and a handful of Republicans, including Paul, refused to support the continuing resolution, but only lasted a weekend, were expected to be minimal, but a path forward for the bill still remained murky in the House. There was a lot of non-support. And this should be the interesting thing. Did it support DACA, and did Nancy Pelosi and her caucus support it? So, let's see. We will find out, ladies and gentlemen. That's the fun thing. We find out as we go on. I kind of already have an idea from what I've been reading, but the key is you get to find out. It's not clear if there are enough votes in the House to do so, but look, so liberals are unhappy. The bill is not addressing immigration, and conservatives oppose the increased spending. Republicans in the House and the Senate, well, I don't know, they're just sellouts, right? So, just looks like to be where they are right now. After the vote succeeded, Senator Mitch McConnell kept his word to move to an open immigration debate next week. Although we mentioned yesterday, Paul Ryan has made no such promises. And open immigration debate means literally squat. So pretty much right now, I had high hopes for this. I thought our people, the people who elected to represent us would finally, possibly, maybe represent us. But now they are at an all-time slim here. They're probably like just 2% if I had to quantify them. Because Mitch McConnell's open debate on a subject he really does not want to have an open debate on is something I do not I do not trust very much. So, yeah, the majority leader moved to call a vote Monday to proceed on an unrelated House bill that will serve as a vehicle for a process unlike the Senate has seen in recent memory, where senators will be able to offer a number of amendments that are competing immigration proposals to see which ones will secure the 60 votes needed to advance. But that will only happen if the House passes the continuing resolution later Friday morning. So we'll have to find out. So, here's the key question. How many of the House Democrats will vote for the plan? As of last Thursday, it was not clear. It was not clear that there would be enough. It was not clear whether it will be enough Republican votes to pass through the House, meaning likely some Democrats would have had to vote for it to reach a simple majority. In fact, House Speaker Ryan alluded to in a Thursday morning interview with Hugh Hewitt. Part of it depends on the Democrats, he said. This is again by the CNN reporting. This is a bipartisan bill. It's going to need bipartisan support. The Wisconsin Republicans said, we are going to deliver our share of that support. I feel very good about the Republicans. He thought he had the votes. The colossal bill, which makes lawmakers have been negotiating for months, would be a game-changing piece of legislation, clearing the decks for Congress in a major way, with the spending bill pretty much stalled at this point. But the overall deal does not address the high-profile issue of immigration, a key sticking point for some of the many Democrats here. And what I want to know is, will this CR pass the House? And so pretty much what we've seen so far is pretty much Congress has approved the major budget deal. So the House of Republicans voted 240 to 186. The GOP controlled chamber needed help from the House Democrats to clear the bill, and 73 Democratic members gave it. 67 Republicans voted against the plan. So that'll be the interesting. We'll get the real voting totals on that, and that is what we just don't know. The report that I have for you is a little bit weird because it says like what's been updated, what is not, and that's the very interesting thing. So, all right, here's what's in the bill. The massive 2-year budget deal proposed by Senate leaders on Wednesday raises budget caps by more than $300 billion in the next 2 years, increasing the debt ceiling and offering more than $80 billion in disaster relief to hurricane-ravaged Texas, Florida, and Puerto Rico. About $160 billion would go to the Pentagon, and about $128 billion to the non-defense program. So our members are focused on the military, are very happy that we landed with that, and the debt ceiling will be raised by the appropriate amount until March 2019. So this is, again, I mean, the amount of spending caps were considered a victory before under the Obama Republicans, but our Democrats are right now practically Republican. They're like, okay, yes, sir, we'll do it. It's really just quite insane. They ignore DACA. That we know for sure is not in the bill. And the House has passed, as we know, just early in the morning, a sweeping budget deal that, again, now has reopened the federal government. This is the Spenser Walsh Radio Network. Your show will return in just 4 minutes.
Pendo on the beat.
Everyone, I just want to be absolutely clear on where things stand right now in the Congress. The next step where this continuing resolution budget deal is going to the president's desk. It's passed the Senate, and it's officially passed the House. We'll see you in 2 minutes and 57 seconds for our next story. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's show. And I'm reading more about this crazy budget situation, and it is literally a mess in our government right now. And I feel kind of bad because I didn't provide you enough kind of context of what was going on the last story. It's kind of irresponsible of me. But what I was going to do is spend a little bit more time on this story. All right, so the government and the House of Representatives have gave the final approval for early Friday to reach a far-reaching budget deal that will reopen the federal government and boost spending by hundreds of $billions hours after a one-man blockade by Senator Rand Paul delayed the votes and forced the government to close. So that is something that I respect personally, although I don't really care too much about his position. I mean, I think government spending should be cut and we should responsibly spend with our government. I mean, obviously, but I mean the points we need to spend for things like military are just pretty much ridiculous. We are ignoring the problems we have here at home by spending so much on the military. I've said that numerous times, but the main thing is just how crazy all this stuff is with DACA. No one is fighting for, not a person, not a... Now, Nancy Pelosi can give all her great speeches, her heroic 8-hour speeches on the floor, but why does it matter if you're not going to get anything done for the dreamers on the long haul? Why does it matter if you're not going to get anything done for the American people who overwhelmingly support